Today's dreadlock advice will be talking about rubber bands. This is a really popular question because people are always, right when they get them done, a lot of people say to put rubber bands on right when you finish backcombing. So I want to address that, talk about what I did. I did use these, just little black rubber bands. I kept mine in for a little over a month, actually. When people ask me, I usually say just keep them for a couple weeks, but because I really don't think it matters. 2 weeks, month, not at all. Some people will say not to use them at all. Some people say it slows the locking process because it's restricting movement. Um, but honestly, I don't know if that's true or not. Just because it's at the root, I feel like it doesn't affect it that much. But I'm going to tell you, if you do use them, how best way to do it. The best way to do it is to not do it too tight because it really can damage the root. So you pull it over once, twist it, back through, done. Don't don't wrap it too many times around because when it's too tight, it can cause a breakage, and that obviously isn't good. And the reason rubber bands are nice early on is because it will keep them separated. Because if you've got rubber bands at all the roots, then they're not gonna Congo. And I have no problem with Congos. I got a Congo, but at that point in the game, it's just nice to keep them separated. And so if you're gonna use them, it's up to you for how long you think. As you wash them and stuff, though, they kind of like get sticky, and I didn't like that having that in my hair. But it didn't do anything bad to it. So your call. I did a little over a month. I usually tell people 2 weeks. Do whatever you feel is right. If you don't want to use them at all, don't use them at all. But once again, it's another one of those things where a lot of emphasis is put on it, but it's really nothing to stress about. It's not going to play a huge role in your locking process, honestly, I don't think. So it's up to you what you want to do with the rubber bands. The only concern I have is not to put them on there too tight. And also, if you don't move them around at all ever, they can become part of the dread. The dread kind of locks around it. You don't want that to happen either. So when it's on there loose, you're not damaging it, and you're able to move it up and down some, so as to not let it form in there. So that is rubber bands for your dreadlocks.